It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the Inn. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me that, and today we're going to be knocking out some Entomb Priest, a very popular deck at the moment on ladder. I'm sure you guys have seen it, been annoyed by it, got owned by it, and today we're going to play it so you guys can build a deck and you guys can do just as well as all the other priests that seem to be kicking our asses. Play Tirion, no problem. Let me just entomb that, and now I have Tirion. Because I don't like my deck enough to want to play the cards in my deck, so I'm just going to take yours, play those, and it'll be alright. So I think we're going to get rid of this entire hand to start off with. Yeah, even though we got Entomb, I think we're gonna get rid of it. We're going against a rogue, so we can assume it's going to be Miracle Rogue, which seems to be really popular right now. Oil Rogue and Malagos Rogue. Those seem to be the three rogue classes that are very constant on ladder right now that are actually performing quite well. And our hand is pretty nice to start with. The Zombie Chow coin into the 3-drop. Hopefully we can... Oh, Margleton? 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 Why Margleton? I'm confused. He could be playing Cancer Rogue. Heal Rogue. Okay, so he liked me enough to take my passive. Normally I would just take his passive, because that's like the goal here. But he actually took mine, which is interesting. Margleton is interesting too. We're going to start off with a Zombie Chow, and we'll see what happens from here. I wish I could assume what he's going to play next. Normally I kind of guess, but I don't know. Margleton? Okay. Well, also, you've noticed that I'm wearing some different apparel than normal. I live in the Sunshine State, Florida. Leopardom. Okay, so he's playing the Cancer Rogue deck. So it's assuming it's going to be aggro. So I'm going to play accordingly. But yeah, the apparel, so it's really cold out. Normally in Florida, it doesn't get like below 70. And when it gets anywhere below 70... it's horrible for me. Like, it'll be 60 outside, and I'll be, like, in a not trench coat, because that's when it's raining. Like, a full-on bodysuit, because I'm so cold. And people are like, are you crazy, bro? It's like, I'm a Floridian! It is freezing! They're like, bro, it's, like, 65. I'm like, it's freezing! So, that's why I'm wearing a long sleeve, because it is very cold. So, we're going to coin out the Shadow Ward Death on there, swing into his Leopardome. I kind of like that he wasted his, I can't even... Cold-Blooded. I can't even think of the name of it because it's not very often played. I can't believe he wasted that just to push out 5 more damage on... just, like... it's not a game-winning 5 damage, not a burst 5 damage. It doesn't do really anything. It's just, like, played it. So we can heal right here, or we can play the Dark Bane and put some pressure on the field, which I think is a little bit better. When we play Dark Bane, it makes him assume that we have the buff card, because normally we wouldn't play it unless we're playing cards that correspond and do or synergize with it well. So he's actually might go out of his way to kill that 3/4, even though we actually don't have anything. And this is only because... okay, so never mind. He's just going to kill the Zombie Chow. Overthinking my opponent. Alright. So I think we see what we get out of this guy. Unstable Ghoul seems to be the best card in this situation here, as he is playing... Cancer Rogue, and I think we heal this guy back up so he doesn't die, and that should be that. So he actually has to waste every card on his field to kill that 3/4, and if he doesn't, it's just going to continuously pump into him with the 3 attack, which should be enough to kill whatever he pretty much plays. Him having the healing passive doesn't really make a difference for us. I would actually be more scared if he had his normal passive. A Druid passive would be scary too, but we're going to win this game just because of his passive. So he's going to use another Cold Blood. Did I call it Cold Blooded? It's actually just called Cold Blood. To make the trade. So he actually, like I said, he actually used a card to finish off that 3/4 because he's scared of it. Belcher in this situation, there's no combos we can do with the Soul Priest playing the Shadow Priest. Obviously, we don't have 6 mana, and playing the Unstable Ghoul only really takes care, or only deals with 1 card, and that's the 1/1 on the field. Obviously, he wouldn't swing into it with his 2/2. He would just attack it with the Shredder. Okay, so that takes care of that. He's going to swing probably his 2/2 into the 1/2, so we won't really take any damage this turn. Depending on what he plays next turn, we'll play the Unstable Ghoul, and or we'll just Shadow Priest off one of his cards. Okay, so it looks like we're going to Shadow Priest that 1/2 Haunted Creeper. He actually made that play for us. The Loot Hoarder's not that scary. Him drawing 1 card, 2/1, doesn't really matter. The Shadow Priest, we're actually play the one we just drew instead of the one that's in our hand, so he doesn't really know what we have in our hand still. Because if you play the one from the very far left, he can assume that you keep track of that kind of stuff. So always, if you get a card, just play it off the top. Don't play it from the back of your hand, if it's the same card. Just a little advanced tip. Well, not so much advanced, but it is a tip.
My shield.
So he's going to Defender of Argus, which makes it so he can't take that Leopard Gnome next turn. Not that I think we were going to anyway, because he's probably just going to kill it off. No, if he hits a spider, we won't kill it off. So he's actually making trades with 1-2 spiders for some reason. I don't know why he's killing the spiders. I don't know, like, what threat does that spider have to you at 30 health when you have 4 cards on board? I would assume he might want to kill the Soul Priest, because she can actually kill things on his side of the field. But whatever, so we're actually just going to take a Defender of Argus, obviously the one with full health. We're going to swing into the 4-3, and then we're going to, I guess, leave the spider. There's no point to kill the spider. I was thinking about debating whether to attack the spider into the 3-2. But there's no point because our Defender of Argus can attack into the Loot Hoarder next turn anyway. And there's no point to just kill off our 1-1 meaninglessly when we know he's playing like Leopard Gnomes and things like that that the Spider can make trades with by itself. Unless he Fan of Knives, which I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to kill... He could kill the 4-1, but that... he needs a Fan of Knives. A Fan of Knives would not be bad. Why is he going to make the trade? If this guy's playing Cancer Rogue, why is he making trades? In like this situation, you pretty much just have to go balls deep and just hope you just top deck the damage. So we're gonna Entomb the Windrunner. We're going to play this guy. We'll see what. No. We're gonna heal. Yeah, we'll heal. I think that's a little bit better in this situation. I was gonna pull out a Death Rattle, but that doesn't do us good in this situation. Not that he was gonna be able to pump out 18 damage with 2 cards anyway. But just playing that card to not play the Death Rattle that turn and or not debating on what he plays the following turn, it might be a little bit better. So then we have a situation at which the card we pick could actually benefit from. Because if we play it just to play it, then we're just going to pick the one for the best situation, which is the situation we're in now, not the following turn. So, yeah. Okay, so Shaman, this deck actually does really well against like aggro-based decks. I think we get rid of the Shadow Ward Death. Keep the shield? No, I think we get rid of the shield and keep the cleric. Yeah, I think the cleric's fine. Actually, getting rid of the shield was kind of dumb because the cleric can then make more trades more often. But we have a really good hand anyway, so we're gonna probably just play the Zombie Chow. He does zombie-like things. So this deck, like I was saying, does really well against the aggro deck. So surprisingly, we played against an aggro rogue, which he does really good against. And then now we're playing against Cancer Shaman. Haunted Creeper is an interesting card in a Cancer Shaman, because normally they don't run that anymore. Okay, so we're going to see what Death Rattle we get. Sledge Belcher, probably for sure. And we're going to swing and face. Oh, no, we could actually... Should we attack the Creeper? I think we... Just go face. There's no reason to pop the Creeper at this point in time. With 2 mana, we're not really scared. I guess he could play Knife Juggler, and that would kind of make it a little bit scarier. But at the same time, it really still doesn't even make it that scary. Because when we attack into the Spider, it makes the 2 1/1s, and then the 1/1s are able to kill the Zombie Chow. But in this situation, we can't kill Zombie Chow.
I wonder.
I'm keeping an eye on one of these, one of our followers. I'm actually racing him to Legend right now, and every once in a while I'll pop over, see if we can, where he's at and where I'm at. Last season, I was surprised. One of our followers, he started watching our videos, or he had said he started watching our video. Okay, so it looks like Zombie Chow's gonna die anyway. He started watching our videos a while ago. He said he was hovering around, I believe, rank 7. He started watching the videos for a couple months, and then all of a sudden he's hitting Legend. I forgot what deck he was saying he was playing. I think we kill the Abusive Sergeant and summon our Darkbane. Seems pretty good. But yeah, it was crazy. He's like, oh yeah, your videos are really helpful, which is awesome to hear, which is why I make them. And he hit Legend, I think, the season before me. So he actually hit Legend before me this season ago, and now we're actually just competing now. We'll see how it goes. Okay. He'll probably go out of his way to kill the Darkbane, just like the Rogue did. If not, we are going to play... I see double Northshire, maybe heal. That seems like a pretty good play to draw 2 cards. Then he's prone to want to kill the Northshires, which then stalls him back a couple turns anyway. Then we have Sledge Belcher on turn 5, and then depending on what we draw the 2 turns. If we can draw Soul Priest, we'll play that on 6, and if not, we'll play the Chew Drop to see what Death Rattle he gives us. If he gives us a Taunt, that would probably be ideal. But I think this guy is running like one of the older versions of the Shaman Rush deck that runs the Haunted Creepers. What are the egg, and then they put it next to the Flame Tongue Totem, and they're able to do a decent amount of damage. Alright, so we're going to swing into a wolf play. I think double Northshire seems to be the best play in this situation. And then we'll heal up our Darkbane. So now he's going to have to swing at least 2 creatures into the Northshire. We've already drawn 2 cards with him, so the value is there. We're equal on field. We actually have a stronger field than him by a little bit, not too much, because as we know, Shamans have Flame Tongue Totem, so you actually could put the Flame Tongue Totem in between the spiders, kill off the Northshires, and then kill off the 3/4. Knife Juggler, okay. So he killed off a spider and wasted 2 damage to kill the Northshire, which is not really wasted. Okay, so we're going to...
Chaos.
I guess we can swing into the wolf, swing into the spider, power ward shield this, see what we draw. Then from there, it's either heal, Curator, or 4-drop, and I think getting the Curator out to get the Death Rattles, Death Lord is probably our best option here. And then we're going to heal up the Darkmane. And I don't even know if his name is Curator, and we're actually going to draw a card because of Northshire. How nice. I'm glad I'm not playing against a Paladin, because I always take advantage of you having a big hand. It's just like, oh, I'm not really that great at keeping a hand, so if I could just, like, use all my cards, and then if you know what you're doing, and you have a hand, let me just Divine Favor real quick. I'll get all those cards I lost back, because I'm really not that great, and then we'll just keep playing as if I'm that good, and my hand is still pretty big. Oh man, this field is looking terrible. I started talking shit about Secret Paladin, and then the field just goes out craziness. A Holy Circle would be nice for the Soul Priest. No Holy Circle. Okay, I like this. Not. All right, let's buff. See what we get. Oh, killing a wolf is good too. Shadow Priest can't use it. Killing off the other wolf. Killing off the Knife Juggler, and then we're going to play the Belcher, so he can't get through to kill our Dark Bane. And I always kind of forget that the Dark Bane does 3 damage to a card. I like put him in the deck, and then I like use the ability on him. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it does. It's fucking amazing. I honestly was just through the mindset of using Power Ward Shield to draw the extra card to see if we could get something good, but then the 3 damage happened. I'm like, oh, how exciting. Free creature dead. Normally it would just hit face. 4 creatures on the field, uses her, 3 damage face.
Mind if I roll need?
Okay. Alright, so he didn't swing into it, which is pretty obvious. We're going to take the Loot Hoarder, swing into this, and swing face. We want to keep the taunt as much health as possible. Not that, I mean, 27 health is a good health to be at. It's not like we're worried about getting bursted down, but just the taunt remaining at full health stops him from Doomhammering, Rockbiter, and us taking a significant amount of damage. Or, I guess a Horse Rider could have killed off our... Well, I guess I'd be more worried about a Horse Rider. So Ancestral Knowledge, of course he's going to have, like, the second one, because why not? Or he's going to Doomhammer. But Doomhammer really wouldn't do... He'd have to Doomhammer and then Earth... Okay, so another Ancestral Knowledge. He would have to Doomhammer and then, like, Earth Shock this Ledge Belcher. This deck actually performs really well against Secret Paladin, so hopefully our 3rd game we can play against a Secret Paladin, which would make me really excited. Because then we could beat them, and it's like a final boss type deal. It's like, will it defeat the Secret Paladin? Yes, it will. Alright, so we're just going to play the 3/5, heal our Dark Bane, swing into the Totem. This is going to gain attack, swing for 4, swing for 3, swing for 3. I do not find a reason to kill the Healing Totem at this point in time, because it doesn't really do anything for him. Maybe it was a spell power I could possibly, but there's really no point to do that. And the reason we swung our Loot Hoarder into the Taunt Totem is because it's the lowest attack, and we want to do as much damage to face. I've actually seen some people make really weird trades. They'll like swing their Belcher into the Heal Totem when they have a card with 2 attack. So we can Sami Dodge. This is good. Alright, so that's 2 in a row, 2 aggro decks. The reason I'm playing this deck, actually and doing this deck right now, is because the ladder is completely filled with aggro decks, and this is why I built this, and it's working really well right now. So, I mean, if you're playing a lot of later game kind of control decks, do not play this deck. Play this deck when you seemingly continuously, always, 100% of the time are going against aggro druid, aggro hunter, fucking, oh, hunter, paladin. It works really well against early to mid-range decks. And I really like this hand. Power Word Shield, Cleric, and Darkbane. Get rid of the Circle of Healing. Hope for maybe a 2 or 3 drop. Another 3 drop. Ooh, baby, a Light Bane too. I like this a lot. Oh boy. So off the bat, probably just playing Northshire. Depending on what he plays, of course. Alright, Zombie Chow is even better. Jesus Christ, this opening. If we lose this game, we deserve to lose. Like, this opening hand is just insane. For this deck, that is. Because this deck, the potential, like, it has the ability to have a really bad starting hand if you don't draw what you need to draw. So, we could actually have our Zombie Chow live. But I want to save the Power Word Shield for the Darkbane to actually kill a creature. Or we could have our Zombie Chow live. But I think using it on Darkbane, like, playing Darkbane next turn and then coining out the Power Word Shield is a little bit better than keeping a Zombie Chow alive. Yeah. Because right now he could, like, Huffer, he could summon Misha, a Worgen Infiltrator, which we wouldn't have been able to attack. He's actually going to give it +1 attack. So now it's a 3-1. So it's actually kind of a card that we want to get rid of out of Stealth. So we're going to Darkbane, coin into the Power Word Shield, and this has a 50-50 chance to kill this Worgen. So if this happens and we kill the Worgen, this is pretty much a good game. Hey, baby. Don't go face. Swing for 1. This is good. Like, how does a Face Hunter stop this? He has 4 cards in hand. We have 2 cards on field, one of which is a 3-6, one of which gives us more cards, and then we're following up with another 3-4 and taking 2 of his cards on turn 6 and 7. That's pretty good. Haunted Creeper and Mad Scientist is probably the best 4 drops. Well, 4 mana cards you could use. Well, the use of 4 mana with 2 cards. So we're going to kill off the Mad Scientist and probably swing directly with our Northshire, pop the Secret, don't allow him to Eagle Horn Bow. Explosive Trap makes sense. Now we're just going to heal up. Most likely, no, I think we could heal and draw one, but I think playing a 3-4 just to keep field advantage up, and the fact that he can only kill the Northshire right now, our Darkbane is still fine. And then the Sledge Belcher on turn 5 is going to allow us to protect that Darkbane, which we won't really heal because there's no point to it. 24 health, there's also not really a point to worry about our health at this point either. So just field control for the moment seems to be the best route of action. And then if he doesn't pop that spider, we'll be taking it, because I really like that spider. Holy shit. Okay, so he actually killed the Lightbane, summoned 2/1/1s. Jesus Christ. Remember when I said field control, at which we had that last turn? No anymore. Alright, so we're going to play the Belcher, and then probably kill off his 1 or 2/1. I almost said 1/2. We killed off Leper Gnome because it doesn't really matter which one we kill. It was Leper Gnome or the Abusive Sergeant, and I would rather take the damage from the Leper Gnome now, so I don't have to calculate that in later. Whatever. If I were to have to calculate that in later, it didn't matter. Alright, so he's going with this. Sledge Belcher put up a pretty decent fight. So we could actually take a 1/1, or we could play the 2-drop and hope for a taunt. And I think an Unstable Ghoul or a Sledge Belcher is a good way to go. We have 2 of them in hand, or we take a 1/1.
Let me change your mind.
I really don't want to take any more damage. We need a taunt. We're going to go RNG. I think we're going to go RNG here. Hey, baby. Give me something good. Unstable Ghoul or Abomination. I think Unstable Ghoul is better here because they're all at 1 HP. We're going to play the other one and see what we get. Or we can just heal. I think healing's better. Yeah, healing's better in this situation. We'll just save it for next turn. Actually, we're not saving it for next turn because we're going to play a 6-drop next turn. Or we're going to Entomb a Savannah Highmane. Not that I think he plays the Savannah Highmane, but entombing a Savannah Highmane is like the instant concede from a hunter. And we got pretty lucky out of that Death Rattle mechanic. Why can't I think of the mechanic? A Discover mechanic. Like, it would have been pretty bad. We had 2 chances, but still. So we're going to play the other one because he didn't play a creature we can take. We're going to pull out probably the Abomination. The Haunted Creeper is not that great. The Abomination, actually, if he plays, like, Unleash the Hounds or something like that, we have no way to deal with it. Play the Abomination, swing for 1, and it's going to cost him to get rid of that 4/4. Because whatever he plays, it's going to die. Alright, I appreciate the extra mana crystal. It's going to kill both our cards. It's actually going to clear field, but it's not that bad because that's a burst card that I kind of want out of the way. 11 health, so healing is important. So we're going to Holy Champion and heal. We could have played the 4/5 and healed, but the Holy... We most likely would have played probably one of our Soul Priest and healed if we didn't have top decked the Holy Champion. If we wouldn't have top decked the Holy Champion, yeah. And then next turn, if he plays something we don't like, we take it. Quick Shot, he doesn't actually draw one. Passive puts us at 8. It's probably a kill command in his hand. Alright, so we're going to Belcher and heal. And this guy's going to be a 7. We're going to swing. We need to draw a Jessica. Surprisingly, he can still burst us down. If that's a kill command and he draws like into the second kill command and then like a beast or something, man, that would be pretty bad. It still wouldn't be enough though. What could he do? You'd have to kill command and then just concede. And as I said, this deck does really well against rush decks, which we've won 3 out of the 3 against rush decks. So, with that said, enjoy yourself with some Entomb Priest on the ladder. It's a little deck, not a little deck, but I almost said something else. It's a little hard at first because it does play a little bit different because the deck itself doesn't really have any huge cards in it. There's no, Paletris, there's no Ysera like normal control priests have. It kind of stops at the Juskar and Soul Priest, or Shadow, no, yeah, Soul Priest. So you have to play it a little bit different. You have to use your entombs very carefully. You don't just want to entomb something. You want to use it on a powerful card which you wouldn't have access to before. So Dr. Boom's a good one. Sylvanas is a good one. Tirion, if you're playing against Paladin, is a good one. Depending on the situation, sometimes Sledge Belcher, if it's like stopping you from being able to make valuable trades with their creatures. So just use your cards in a way at which it makes sense. There's a lot of clear in this deck. There's the Soul Priest and Holy Circle, or Healing Circle, and then there's the Light Bombs, there's the Shadow Ward Deaths. There's plenty of ways to deal with creatures in this deck, or full fields of cards. So dealing with large amounts of creatures your opponent plays really isn't an issue with this deck. It's kind of being able to deal damage to kill them because, again, it doesn't have the amount of high-level creatures some other decks have. So you just have to play it accordingly. It's a really fun deck. Does really go well against aggro like we've seen. It just kind of, from the beginning of the game, if you're able to pull off your Northshires, your Zombie Chows, your Museum little guys, some little Death Rattle bitches, and your Lightbane and Darkbane, power them up, and there's tons of synergy in there. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. With all of this said, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, always in the comment section below is where I answer them. I try to get back to you as soon as possible. We've actually getting a ton of comments lately and a lot of emails. So the responses I normally give are within a day. But if they're a little bit delayed past that, I'm sorry. I've been just headed back to school, and there's more and more of you guys every day, which is really exciting for me. Just adds a little bit more work. But again, I don't mean to go ignore your comment or anything you guys say in the comment section. If I just don't get to it, I'm sorry. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if I just don't answer it at all, it's because it fell in between the cracks. And just keep posting it on videos. Don't fucking spam all my videos with why? But be like, hey, I messaged before, you didn't message back. Can you please answer this? And I have no problem with you re-mentioning a question you previously had that might have fell in between the cracks. And I know this has been a little bit of a rant, but I figured I might as well say it because just so you guys know. So, like always, guys, I'm Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.